Another wonderful story from Western. I mean, a boy, had finished his schooling. His form four, But nowadays, I don't think finishing form four is finishing schooling. But traditionally, after form fours, it was required that you start looking after yourself. But nowadays, I think there is some leniency by parents that after completing your further studies, that is when they may put you to the world. So there's this nigga from somewhere in Western Bungoma. After his form four, he decided to come to the city. I mean, the city in the sun, Nairobi, the pride of Africa. I mean, one of the best signing cities within Kenya, within East Africa. I mean, nobody can beat Nairobi in any way. After reaching Nairobi for about a month, he had to stay with his relative as per the custom. Nairobi has got laws that guides people coming from the village to the city. You must start from somewhere. I mean, somebody has to host you for at least some period of time. So after that, you will be thrown out and you start standing out on your own. And this was the case of the Western guy, the Bungoma guy. After 1 month of perseverance and staying with one of his uncles, he was thrown out. And after being thrown out, he had to look for some jobs at least to help him survive within the city. After being thrown out, if you don't see for yourself on ways to survive, it's either you become a street child or a beggar, or you just look for a job to survive. So after several attempts, he landed one of the jobs within a security firm, and he was given the job. I mean, the Busia man got the job. So after getting the job, I think he was placed in a bank to guard the bank with the help of some two police officers. Banks, you cannot just put a security officer who has no gun to guard it. So, with the help of the security officers, after working together for several days, for several months, they become used to one another and they could do some several plans together and see if it works. One day, they decided to put into a plan on how to steal some money, at least to save them for the rest of their life, because they believed that they were being suppressed. Their salary was being squeezed, so that it did not help them. So they needed ways on how to survive. So with the help of his friend and two police officers, they were four people. Um, After several attempts, they they managed to squeeze and got the access to where the money was being kept. I don't know how it happened, but they got access into it and stole at around 1.2 million shillings. So that was summing up to 300,000 per head. I think when they divided it equally, it was 300,000 per head. Now, my nigga, the Bungoma guy, having a wife and kids back home, he forgot just by putting his hands on money, he forgot his family back at Bungoma. He decided to spend the money with a very beautiful lady somewhere in Kawangware. Eh? The Bungoma man, yani mpango wa kando became so special than his wife. So the police was after him because of his working environment. He was the main and the prime suspect. When you're the main and the prime suspect, the whole country knows that you are being looked for. Your relatives knows you are being looked for, and everybody that is close to you knows that you are under the radar and you are being looked for. So after several months of attempts of hiding, one day he got caught, and he had spent almost a quarter of the money with the Mpango Kando, and he was arrested. I mean, then after being taken to court, he pleaded not guilty and was released with a cash bail of around 100,000. So when the case was proceeding to advanced levels, I mean, the Bungoma man decided to take take out his life. No, if you take out your life, I mean, you commit suicide. The Bungoma man just committed suicide by hanging himself on top of a very useless tree somewhere. So that the case would end that way. And there's these strange happenings in Bungoma. When somebody hangs himself, this person is not buried around the family. This person is buried around somewhere along the road, and his grave is not supposed to have a heap of soil on top. It is his other grave should be just flat, and no pastor is allowed to come across there and do any sermon because this person they are thrown away like dogs. So that was the end. It was a silly end. Just 1 year within Nairobi, 1 year after completing your Form 4 studies, and you just ended your life. A very young, ambitious man. So, for those people who are taking life's lessons, I think before arriving in the city, know of all the corners on how you're gonna survive. You cannot survive in the city by by trying to steal, by making stealing a habit. You learn yourself and you end your life at a very young and tender age. But the country still needs you. It still needs you because during Mandamanos, you, the young men, you are the people that are needed. You have got strength. So if you commit suicide in such a useless manner, it doesn't really make sense. So that person was just thrown away like that. His family just lost that young man in that way. Mm. Thank you for watching this episode. Please subscribe for the next episode. Thank you.